Hello, my name is Diana Vega, a student at Anáhuac University in Finance and Public Accounting. Below, I will give my opinion about the article, The Federal Reserve and Panic Prevention, the Roles of Financial Regulation and Lender of Last Resort. I found the article on the Federal Reserve and Panic Prevention, the roles of financial regulation and lender of last resort extremely interesting, not only for the historical aspect it presents about the Federal Reserve, but also for the aspects that are, as well the title mentioned, it related to its role as lender of last resort. One thing I can agree with in the points made in the article is about their well-known discount window tool, which helped banks borrow directly from the Fed at a much higher discount rate than the federal funds rate, which from my point of view is a positive aspect, since it allows panic to be reduced among all actors in the financial and banking sector during a financial crisis. In the same way, it allows banks to have a good source of liquidity and can continue operating. However, it seems very relevant to me that this type of tools be regulated, since this prevents banks from abusing these types of loans, which in the end, if not regulated, can cause the financial system collapse. As I mentioned previously, regulation is a fundamental aspect in any area, but in the financial field, it has crucial in all three times: before, during, and after a financial crisis. The most recent and catastrophic was that of 2008 with mortgages, which precisely left us with fundamental learning about regulation, which is why I think it is excellent that the authors of the article speak and emphasize the importance of this issue, precisely to prevent crisis and again avoid panic, which in the most cases and under circumstances such as lack of economic resources led us to not make the best decisions. I also agree that the Federal Reserve has played a fundamental role in contributing to the aspect mentioned above, which are the prevention of crisis and panic. And as a fundamental role, I want to say that this agency has created good regulations to be able to control the banking sector in a certain way. At the same time, preventing crises. Among the activities that the Federal Reserve has done, it is to establish controls for the banking sector, which helps to reduce a certain way the possible risk in crisis and the financial system to be maintained. Finally, regarding the role of the Federal Reserve as a lender of last resort, I again agree with the authors of the article that this agency has a very important function during crisis, and even more so with this role, and probably if it were not or would not provide the tools such as discounts window, it's very likely that the financial system was unbalanced, not only in the United States but internationally, mainly because banks in desperation to obtain liquidity will take rates and loans that were too high, causing one crisis to trigger another, which will in turn increase panic not only for those who work in the banking sector, but also for those who have their money deposited there, since at all times they will have the uncertainty of what will happen to their money. Precisely because they were afraid they will take him out of the banking institutions, which will no longer have funds and will collapse. That is why I agree that the role of this agency is fundamental to resolve panic or lend money, but that the Federal Reserve generates stability and confidence among all the people who participate in the banking sector, from the owners, directors of the bank, to people who deposit and trust their money in this institution. Thank you.